What's happening, everyone? Welcome to FFTV with me, Francis Green. Hope you've had a great week and happy Friday to you all. I don't know about you, but I've got some good energy about this weekend, and I think I'm feeling quietly confident. I've got to say, just quietly confident. They've given me a little bit of a buzz and a little bit of something to cling on to. Am I being a little bit naive? Am I papering over the cracks? We will see by Sunday evening. But first of all, welcome to everyone. As always, everyone in the chat, Josh, Weedy, Chris, Jack, 2021 content, Ammo, etc. Endon Guna, everyone in the chat early doors. And first of all, hope that you've had a great week. So you've seen the press conference, I am sure. He's never going to give nothing away, Arteta. Let's be honest. Darren, Richard, the Guna, everyone's popped in today. Love it. And I hope everyone's had a great week. Obviously, Ahmed's called me the big Frank. I've not had Frank for a long time, so I appreciate you coming in, Ahmed. And GB as well is coming. And he did give me his player ratings the other day for the other game on YouTube. So big respect for that. And big respect for everyone in the chat on a Friday afternoon. I think a lot of people are looking forward to this game. Waffle settings, Hendon, I can tell you that. Waffle settings by Arteta. I'm not even going to go into that, what he was saying, but he was waffling on about, I've actually written it down here, or the type of fan, and if you're a fan or you're a supporter, and all this, everything that you need to say to try and get naive people to jump on his side. But let's not be negative. At the end of the day, we're going into this weekend very, very positive. Michane's coming. Big shout out. He's put, you seem to have forgotten that Arteta is our manager. Big up, Fran. Obviously, Fafula's coming. He's put big up. And Craig, as always, big up, Fran. I've got that Friday feeling. I think everyone's got that Friday feeling. R. Kelly, remember that? We shouldn't really mention R. Kelly on here, should he? Might get in trouble. Thank God it's Friday. That's the one. That is the one, people. So let's go into it. He spoke about the team. He's not going to give the team away. As the journalists, are obviously, you know what, against the wind when they're trying to get questions out of a manager before a huge game like the North London derby. So positive signs there. Let's speak about just before the game. Full squad to pick from, apparently. Full squad to pick from. No injuries, apparently, today. He was saying that there's been no injuries in training, and he's got a full squad. Everybody is available for this game. So no excuses on that front. Not one excuse on that front. Every player is available, he told us today. So that's very, very interesting. Going on to the two teams, I would say that we're the more confident at the moment as teams. Nuno and his team started off very well at the beginning of the season, as we know. They've had a couple of dodgy results. They were outclassed by Chelsea. Most people are. And obviously, they've had a tricky kind of last couple of games. The Palace one was very, very tricky for them, and they weren't good, regardless of whether Tanganga was going to get sent off or not. It was not good performance from them at all. However, we always know that derbies don't really mean a lot. It's all about the mentality, who adapts to the occasion more. And the last two games have really put a little bit of confidence within our squad. Also, I think, to a certain degree, it's also put a bit within the fan base at times as well, which I never thought I would say that. I don't think many people were confident. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you're one of those. 2 weeks ago, I'm actually quietly confident about this game on Sunday. I've got to admit, I am quietly confident. And I think the players are probably more confident than the Spurs players. I don't know if any of you watched them midweek. They struggled against Wolves at time. They took the lead. I know it was in the cup, but they had a very strong team out. But they did struggle at times. Ndombele, whether he plays, he was hit and miss in the midfield, and he had a shocker towards the end. So interesting to see who will go into this game feeling more confident. I think it's going to be Arsenal. I've got to be honest. Question is, are we actually good enough? Because Spurs have those players who have got the wow moment, and we've got the players who've got the wow moment, but I'm not sure at the top level we've got the player. When we're playing against a top 4, top 6 team, do we have that player who has that wow moment? So let me go through a couple of comments, because as always, I like to, and then we're going to go into more, obviously, when it comes to the game. So Endon Guna has come in. He said, prefer Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. It's Friday night. Let the light bills off, right? Yeah. Montel Jordan, well, what couple of bangers he had, by the way. Darren's put, form goes out the window in derby days. That is very true. To a certain degree, if you have a look over the history, lot of times they're draws, aren't they? This game has a draw written all over it. Just took the words right out of my mouth. Buenos Aires' form goes out the window in these games. We should be favourites given the circumstances, but one can never know. We should take advantage and get the victory. And Craig, as always, he's popped in every single day. Great support. He said, it's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday, what? And he's popped in with a super chat. Absolutely top man, Craig. Appreciate that. Tony's coming and he say, would like to see Lacazette and Abba start this game. Well, Lacazette's got a very good record, hasn't he, in the last 3 or 4 games. Yes, family's coming. He's put good to catch a live. Appreciate you obviously tuning in for the live. And Amma was put, Abba needs to step up against the Spurs. Interesting. So when it comes to team selection, we'll go towards the team selection. And he's saying that he has a full squad to pick from. He was badgered whether it came to Lacazette because he has a good record. But he's not going to give too much away. So we can't really say of what he thinks is going to give the team away. He's going to get a full squad to pick from. Now, let's talk about the pros and the cons of what's going to happen in this game. Like Jack said, home crowd, North London derby, midweek win, last three games we've won. Confidence is building in, I believe, the squad with what Arteta is wanting them to do. And at the end of the day, people, whether we like Arteta or not, as a person, okay, if he does get the right results, we have to back him. We have to back him if he gets the results. So if he goes on and wins this game, then he's probably winning over 60% or 65% of the fan base, in my opinion. Because most people would say, listen, you've just got to back the manager. And I think that's a fair assessment. You back a manager on results, regardless whether you like his style of play or not. Look at Mourinho. He won trophy after trophy and playing terrible football, etc. So as much as it would pain a lot of people and have to eat humble pie, that would have to be the case. Now, it's easy for me to say, oh, well, it looks like it's working because we haven't played anyone great in the last 3 games. Let's be honest. We haven't played anyone great. We should be beating those teams. This now is a big test to see if it's actually working. How will these players respond? Will they give the energy levels that we need, the enthusiasm, the willingness to win? Because let's be honest, Spurs are not miles better than us squad-wise. I actually think they've got maybe 1 or 2 better in certain areas. But overall, it's probably a flip of a coin when it comes to squads. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond coming to the Emirates on a Sunday, having had a little run of games. Kane scored midweek. Kane loves to score against Arsenal. We know that. And we'll kind of get to who's going to be the danger man and who's not going to be the danger man, etc. Damon's put big up from Sydney all the way over the other side of the world. Absolutely love the support. Azrul has put no Xhaka in the lineup will boost the winning chance. Imagine if you put Xhaka back in it. Absolute crazy. And Brandon, as always, great support us, but from has come in. Good day, Fran and guys. In recent memory, that 4-2 under Unai was different kind. We smashed this lot. And like you say, it could go one way or the other. So, Arsenal first. A lot of people are going to be screaming out for Lacazette and maybe Aubameyang to be playing together. But I'm not sure he's going to go for that. What do? Do you play Lacazette down the middle and do you put Aubameyang out wide where he's not really happy, he's not got the pace at the moment or the enthusiasm to get past someone? Or do you bamboozle them and go for a 2 up top and really start them think about it? I think that actually would make them think, wait a minute, they've gone 2 up top. But I don't think Arteta is going to do that. But I think the team is probably written already. We probably know the team. We'll go through the team later on. So I don't think there's going to be any surprises, to be honest, when it comes to the lineup, unless he tries to be over clever and overthink it because he's desperate to win this game. And if he wins this game, he's got some serious credit going forward. And we want him to win this game. Let's be honest. We don't want him to we don't want to lose to get Arteta the sack. We want to win this game. If there's ever one game that you want to win, it is this game. Desperately. So he's not given too much away on his press conference, as we know. So it's interesting to see how we're going to line up. It really is interesting to see how we're going to line up. As for Spurs, they've got some good players in some good areas, but the last 2 weeks has really knocked them off. Not like week here. But it's really, really knocked them off. But will they just turn up? Will this be the game that they needed? Is this the game that Kane needed and Son, because Son's been quiet? Is this the game that can really? But I think it's got a draw written all over it. I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest. Let's have a look at a few of the comments. Brandon's coming in to put 4-4-2. I mean, that would be interesting, but I don't think it's going to go that. DWTT has put hello, chat room. Big up to yourself. Go two up top. I mean, I would. I think it would really throw a cat amongst the pigeons if we went two up top. Fran, you just know that Arteta will play Xhaka now and then no chance. Surely not. Buenos Aires has put Lacazette with runners off him suits his particular system better. Problem is he is not that goal threat that Abba is. And you can't have Abba going out wide again and saying, because it's not working. The formation is not working when he goes out wide for me. I think he needs to be off the shoulder down the middle. Maybe both up top, but Lacazette definitely. It's interesting. A lot of people are screaming for Lacazette. All the Gunners put no, under Arteta, Abba on the left doesn't work. Start one of them. And I agree. I've got to agree. Enders put, good God, I hope Arteta doesn't get false 9 settings. Barbados is in the building. He's put, this is one of those games I want to see if Aaron Ramsdale and Tomiyasu are really tested. Good point. They will be tested. And I think they will. It depends what Spurs turn up, really. But like you say, first time. I think Tomiyasu will deal with quite a lot. He's going to get beat, but I think Tomiyasu's quite comfortable to deal with a lot of people, I think. Salmon's put, they will turn up. It's North London derby. They will turn up. Interesting. Jack's put, I just can't see Abba and Laka playing together. I'd rather Laka start the game than possibly bring Abba on. It's interesting. A lot of you are saying, drop Aubameyang. I can't see it, people. Play Abba as a goal scorer that he is meant to be. I mean, I would definitely play him. He's our main goal threat, really. Lacazette only shows up against Spurs. Good point. Sometimes managers do change things for whoever they're playing. If a player has a good record against a certain team, sometimes they throw him in for whatever reason. Sometimes it just suits them. Draw sounds about right, Fran. 2 Jose-style managers, the Salsa Jose and Jose Jr. Sports geniuses put Lacazette fixes the system. Arteta wants to play better than Abba. Chris has put, what about watch along tonight? What for the Peterborough one? You know what? I'm going to relax and watch the Peterborough game tonight because I'm not on the radio, even though I thought I was, people. But Gabby Zucchiani is going to be on it tonight. So my next one, I think it's Middlesbrough. No, I can't remember. Maybe Middlesbrough. But I think I'm going to feet up and enjoy a game and see if we can get Peterborough can get an away win. I can tell you that. D-Star has put Arteta will go defensively. Not losing will be the priority rather than winning. I think I agree with that one. Big up Josh. And then also as Jack, I just think we create a lot more chances as Laka really helps the link-up play. Laka is better at linking up. But when the chances drop to us, are we ruthless enough? Whereas Aubameyang, he's not ruthless this season, has not been ruthless for a long time. However, he is the one who will more than likely score that goal. Alan's put, what's up, Fran? The big decision is whether Xhaka starts or not. Hope not. I can't see it, people. I really, really can't see it. Abba doesn't do anything since Arteta benched him in the last game since last year. I hope this is a reversal point. Interesting that a lot of you are saying that you want to drop Aubameyang for Lacazette. Is that down to the fact that he's got a good record, or do you just think that he's better at the moment? I'm not 100% sure. I can stick with that. I mean, he's not going to go with a 2. We know that. So if he's not going to go with a 2, I would probably go with Aubameyang. I really would. I understand the Lacazette argument. And you know what? When Lacazette plays, I think we do create more chances and he does link the play a little bit better. But I just can't see. I mean, if he drops Aubameyang, think about this, people. If he drops Aubameyang, all of a sudden then he's creating a problem for himself in that relationship that he's kind of rebuilding with Aubameyang. We have to look at that. And that's probably going to damage the dressing room and his so-called relationship that he's repairing now with Aubameyang. Now, some would say, Fran, at the end of the day, Aubameyang's got to get on with it and we need to win this game. But does Aubameyang deserve to be dropped for this game? I don't think he does. And I'm not sure he would see that either. Interesting how that would go. But I just can't see that happening, people. I really, really can't see that happening. I think we're going to go for the 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-1-3 or whatever. Who he plays in there, he's got a decision in the middle. To be honest, I'm not too sure he was going to go for. But as it comes to the form table, we should win this. Let's be honest. We're the ones who are in form over the last 3 games. We are at home. There was a great turnout fan-wise against Wimbledon, which wasn't easy, by the way. As much as it looked easy on the eye, it wasn't easy. Wimbledon did cause a few problems. Were very, very resolute and kind of hard to break down. So interesting. Craig's put, are you watching AJ Usyk fight? Maybe. I'm not a massive fan of Anthony Joshua. I think he's been protected and guided, and his path has always been on the generous side. I would say it's a structured career for an heavyweight. Never really fights anyone who you think is going to absolutely. He's going to have a proper hard fight against it. He's either 40-year-old Klitschko's or whatever. Or I'm not a fan of the route that AJ. It was not his fault. Don't get me wrong. I think he's been protected, but probably not. Probably not, to be honest. Amos put Abba won't be dropped. Think he will start and Laka will be on the bench. I just can't see anything else. Fran, thoughts on Lacazette going to Barcelona on a free? I think Lacazette, by the way, is out of it. I know we'll switch subject just on that question. But I think Lacazette is out of it. And I also think that's probably one of the reasons why Arteta doesn't really rely on him in recent weeks. Maybe he seems he's dipped in training. Maybe because we tried to get rid of him and he wanted to go. Maybe you could see that in and around the dressing room, in and around training. So he's not really kind of trusted him over the last couple of weeks since the deadline kind of closed. So he knows he wants to leave. But for Lacazette, come on, it makes sense for him to leave on a free, get weighed in. It'll be his last paycheck. There's no point in Arsenal throwing loads of money at Lacazette because he's not exactly pulling up trees, is he? So I wouldn't, when people say, yeah, but Fran, he's going to go on a free. He's another £50 million player that is going to go on a free. Well, if you keep him, you're probably going to have to give him 30 million in wages to keep him. So I don't understand why we would do that. Just let him go for free. He's been a good servant. You're not going to get any money for him now. Rather than keep him around and put him on some money when he's not pulled up trees, I wouldn't bother. I really, really would not bother, to be honest. Buenos Aires has put, it's tricky, Fran. Lacazette suits the system better, but it won't. But if we don't create enough chances, sorry, just gone off the screen. Let me go back on. But if you don't create enough chances, I'm afraid Laka won't take them. Abba has a better chance to put it in the back of the net. And that's the problem. One's better at link-up play and all-round play, and one's better at finishing. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting to see. But I think he's going to go with Lacazette, Aubameyang. I can tell you that. Big shout out to Josh Bumba, the Gooner. As always, massive support. Here's put, everyone says Laka has never got more than 15 goals. He's never have started every game in the season before because of Aubameyang. Good argument. Lacazette, to be fair, he's not first on your team sheet. So if you're not first on your team sheet and you know that going in, you're always second choice centre forward, you don't really get the consistency to score those 15 goals. However, Josh, if he's firing on all cylinders, he's got to make it hard for the manager to drop him, if you know what I mean. Even though that's a lot harder said than done, because I remember when I was playing, sometimes I would score and get dropped the next game and I couldn't get my head around it. But it was all to do with the management, the system, etc., personnel. And then all of a sudden you lose that rhythm. But you do make a good point that players do need consistent games and need to feel that they are the main man. That's when you see players leave football clubs and you're like, well, oh, he's doing well. Willock is a prime example of when you go somewhere and you feel wanted, you give that extra 10 yards. Now, Willock at the moment looks bang average, which I did say, don't be fooled by a loan spell. Because when you're on a loan spell, you've got a lot to impress. You're trying to impress, trying to get a move, etc. All of a sudden, you get extra 10 yards. but he felt wanted. The same as Jesse Lingard, he felt wanted. So if Lacazette played more and felt wanted more, maybe he would have got more goals. He may go Barcelona and all of a sudden get 20 goals a season. Then we're saying, why is that? It's down to the personnel, the fundamentals, and the way the manager wants to play. So it's a good point. It is a good point, but we can only go off, what we see in front of us. But great point, and appreciate the super chat. Magnificent. RM has put, anyone else think Laka has put a bit of weight? He looks too heavy for me this season. Maybe he's grown his beard. Maybe he's grown his beard. The beard makes people look a little bit fatter, don't it? Stephen Morris has come in. He's put, yes, Fran, big up, loving the show. Hit the like button if you hate the Spurs. There you go. That's what I should say. Make sure you hit that like button if you are not a fan of Spurs. And if there is any Spurs fan in the chat, we embrace you, but you must understand, if there's ever a day that I want you to lose, it is Sunday, but I appreciate you in the chat. So make sure you hit that like button now, because it helps the algorithm, and obviously we can help this video get seen for more people, because we need more people to join this community. Slow and upwards, but we can go fast and upwards, I can tell you that. Arthur Goon has put, he's gonna leave on a free. Let's cut our losses. 100% agree. Drew Huncho has put, it's not just his form. Abba's body language recently has been too relaxed. I feel like Laka will be more up for this game. It's funny how certain players respond to certain teams. I'm trying to think who I used to love playing against and always score. Can't remember, but there's always certain teams that you thought, yeah, I fancy it today. And for some reason, the stars just aligned and you do well. I think Sahar does well against certain teams. And who was it the other day? Scores all of his goals against Palace. I can't remember. I bet Kane's got a record of he always scores most goals against certain teams. I know he does well against Arsenal, so I'm not going to touch on that one again, people. I'm not going to touch on that one again. Couple more comments, and then we'll go through what my lineup would be. Weedy has put, if Saka and co don't get 15 plus goals and assists, 10 to 15 goals this season, we should be benching or selling them. Interesting. I would rather Laka start and run the defense ragged for 60 minutes, give Abba 30 to find a goal. See, the thing is, if you drop Aubameyang and then you bring him on, is he going to be sulking, being a former striker? Is he going to be sulking and not put that effort in because he believes that he shouldn't have been dropped? So we've got to be very careful. I 100% think Aubameyang's going to start. I do. I think now Lacazette wants to leave and the club tried to get rid of him. I don't think he's going to start much at all. He has shown a good attitude. Like you say, he scored the penalty in the week. He did celebrate the penalty. He took a lot of pressure off him. So I think he's going to turn up. I think he still likes it at Arsenal. He wouldn't suggest that he doesn't like it. His body language, he's not walking around as sulking, whereas Aubameyang at times can do that. So there's a lot of questions to be asked, but this is going to be the game where Arteta and the players are tested mentally and to see if this process or project is working, because we haven't played anyone in the 3 games. There's always this thing that when a manager needs a run of games, it always saves their jobs. He's just had one. He's had those 3 games. So if we lose against Spurs, which, by the way, I'm quite confident that we're at least going to get a draw, and then we go on and lose the next 3 or 4 games, he's, as much as we want him out the door, he still won't be out the door. He still won't be out the door, As Rule has put, if Arsenal play more fluid football and focus the attack more in the middle with through pass, Abba will be back to Abba we known 2 seasons ago. And I do believe that the team is not complementing certain players at the moment. That's probably Pepe. We've got to say, Pepe, as much as I'm big as Pepe's critic, the team is not complementing him at the moment, even though we should be doing more. And I think Aubameyang is also one of those as well. Right, people, let's go into the tool that I always hate, as you know, and let's bring up what I think what I would go for, okay? What I would go for. Put your teams in the chat. Interesting to see if we can all go down the same route. Put your teams in the chat and let me know what you think. So, first one, as we know, I think this is now number 1, by the way, now. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this advert at the bottom because we don't want anything on the screen. So he's now, I think, number one. I think he's number one. A lot of people were saying, Fran, how long will it take Ramsdale to become number one? And I'm actually surprised that he's in already because I didn't think that Leno deserved to be dropped. So in Arteta's defense, as much as you know I'm not his greatest fan, at least he's shown some ruthless behavior there by saying, you know what, we've brought this goalkeeper in. We actually think now he's better than Leno. We're going to spend this amount of money on him. He's good with his feet. We want our players to play out from the back. I'm bringing Ramsdale in, and he's pushed him, and he's in. And I think, to be fair play to Arteta to deciding to throw him in because he looked very good in the games that he's played. People are a little bit shaken, a little bit worried when goalkeepers take an extra touch at the back. The only way we're going to get goalkeepers to perform the best, if we want them to play out from the back, is allowing them to do that. Ederson and Alisson and all these, they do make mistakes, but they're very, very good at playing out with the ball. You know, Neuer, they're very, very good. They are going to make mistakes. So we have to allow them to make those mistakes. But I like Ramsdale. I think a lot of people were writing him off before he came in the camp, and I thought it was a little bit unfair, but I did get the argument because he did get relegated with 2 teams. So I think most of us in the chat are agreeing on Ramsdale. And it is going to be a big test. You're right, Ardugun. It's going to be a big, big test for him. You know, the likes of Kane, the likes of Son, likes of Dele Alli doing the third man run. I think he's starting to get his form back. So it is going to be a test. But I think the enthusiasm, I think the crowd, I think the environment is going to be like a 12th man. That's what they always say. So we know more than likely it's going to be Ben White, okay? On the other side. He's going to be on the other side, isn't he? Ben White's probably going to be on the right or left side. Either way. We've then got Gabby, as we know, who, again, another good... I think, by the way, I think Gabby's up for this game. He's starting to find his form back. I think he's starting to build a relationship with White. I think that he's starting to believe in what Arteta, etc., is wanting them to do. So the games that he's played, he looks solid. There's no doubt this kid's got talent. There's no doubt. And what I did see over the last couple of games, he's starting to become a leader. And maybe he's been asked to do that. Start to become a leader. You are going to be the rock at the back. You are going to be the leader at the back because it's a young back five. Let's be honest. It's not exactly an old back five. So it's quite young. So he has been probably asked for me to go back and say, right, you're going to be the leader. And like you say, I think everyone is fit. It kind of picks itself. I think no one can argue with our right back, Tommy, who I've been impressed with. Tommy, this is going to be a test. As a lot of you are saying, this is going to be a test. Most of you are going to pick the right team, or I wouldn't say the right team, a similar team. But I've been impressed with Tommy. But it's going to be a test for him. It's going to be a test today, depending on where Son plays, depending on if Kane wants to drift out there. Kane's not going to beat you for pace. So what we need to do is making sure that they don't create any chances. Against Crystal Palace, and I know they went down to 10 men, but even before that, he had no shots and no touches in the 18-yard box, which is fascinating for a player of his caliber. So we've got to make sure that we stop it at source. Yeah, the centre-backs are the wrong way around, LL, so I just thought I'd keep them that way around. It doesn't matter which way we put them around. But like you say, the centre-backs are the wrong way around. One's right, one's left. But thanks for obviously mentioning that the centre-backs are the wrong way around. Tavares or Turney at left-back if Turney's fit. This is interesting because I've actually gone for Tavares. And a lot of you are going to be saying, you what? I don't think Turney's in great form, to be honest. And I think we should go for the win. And the way Turney's been playing at the moment, he's been quite defensive for me. And he's trying to do, it's a good point actually. Paul Merson the other day was saying he's trying to be that schoolboy kid who wants to take throw-ins, goal kicks, free kicks, be a striker, be a right winger, be a centre midfielder, be a left back. So that's why I've gone for Tavares. And I understand a few of you might disagree. And I get it. But the only reason I've gone for Tavares is because I didn't buy into the old hype of Tierney last year. I didn't buy into that hype. I thought he did well, but I didn't buy into the hype. He's the best left back we've ever seen. He's closer to Ashley Cole. He's this, he's that. He's better than Robertson and all that. I didn't buy into that. I just thought he's going for a nice spell. And because we're rubbish at the moment, he's showing a little bit of armory and he's rolling his sleeves up. But I don't think he's great. I just think he's very, very good. But like you say, some people are saying, Fran, you're crazy. I get it. But I thought I would go for Tavares for this game. I don't know. I just would go with Tavares. But I'm getting some stick in the camp. But I love it, people. Someone said I've lost my mind. Tierney is levels ahead of Tavares, and I get the argument, but I'm just trying to spice it up, which I might go with. You know, Tavares is too erratic, just like Josh is saying. Tira's coming. I think Arsenal, where she's put, I think Arsenal fans are too quick to turn. True. Eric's put Tierney friend late late to the party, was out buying Indian. Nice. BK's put big up friend, missed the stream, but been watching them back when I come on. Big up the chat, big up to each and every one of you. And Sean's put Fran head is gone. Yeah, so you're saying that my head's gone. Fran playing devil's advocate. I'm just going for, listen, what I would go for, okay, in this game, I'm just thinking I'm going to go for it a little bit more. And then I'll adjust if I get it wrong. But that's just me. That's just me, peeps. That's just me. Okay. So, you know, we've got to throw something in there. But I get it. But that's who I would go for in this game. I'm not worrying about Spurs in this game. That's my mentality. I'm thinking my team's been on a 3-game run. I'm going to throw spanner in the works and I'm going to try and make something I'm going to make something and see how they deal with Tavares, because they're not going to be expecting that. Tavares going forward as a different threat. But I get your point. Of course, I get your point. So CDM, I'm going to go for Onga. Okay, I'm going to go for Sambi, right? And the reason I'm going to go for Sambi, some people say, yeah, but Burnley away from, we had Partey and we had Odegaard and blah, 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 blah. I thought it worked okay against Burnley, okay? I thought it worked okay against Burnley. But Burnley missed their midfield out. They want to get the ball forward quick enough. So I don't think we needed really anyone in there. Spurs have got some decent players in midfield. And I think if we played a Partey and Odegaard with ESR, I think we would get overrun at certain times. So we will see. I don't know if King's going to back me here or what. King's put, this is Fran's team, not Arteta's, and nobody should be on droppable. Tierney being weak this season. Oh, he's backed me. I appreciate that. So I've got someone in the camp who's backed me. But most people are not having it. Most people are not having it. I think the next one is self-explanatory, people. We all know who needs to go there. Thomas Partey. I liked this little partnership when I seen it. I did like this little partnership. I think they can both get around. I think Sambi's decent on the ball. I think Partey, first half against Burnley, tried to break a few lines. Second half was a little bit different. But Partey can also step up when it comes to the physicality. So I'm going to go into there. And this is one of the reasons, people, that I would go with Tavares. Sambi and Partey can be a little bit defensive at times for me. So if Tavares goes on a mad one and gets caught out, I would just ask Partey, whoever's on that side, because sometimes they interchange, or Sambi. If Tavares bombs on a little bit, Tomiyasu, you're going to come back a little bit because we can't go gung-ho and leave the two at the back. So Tomiyasu, if you see Tavares go on a mad one, Tomiyasu come round and make it like a 3. And Sambi or Partey, if it breaks down, just shift across that 10 yards so they can't utilize that space and switch the ball very fast. That's what I would do. Just be aware of that. But I don't think it's going to happen. That's just how I would have gone with it. This one kind of, sometimes it doesn't come up, but let's go with, yeah. This one's obvious for me. This one's an obvious one. A lot of people are saying they want more from him. And some people are not his biggest fan. I get it. But he's the only one for me who has that quality to link front to back if we get him on the ball. This is a test. This is a test, by the way, for everyone. But this is a test for Ødegaard. They're going to compact that space. Nuno is very good tactically. They're going to compact the 10 area. And you know what it's like, people. No matter how good you are, if the opposition condense the space, I call it the second channel, in between, just in front of the 18-yard box. If they condense that space, doesn't matter how good you are, unless you're Messi, who can get space anywhere on a football pitch, which is ridiculous. No one else can make any difference. So, but I think he's the one who has to play there. Now, a lot of people are going to say, right, ESR needs to be in this team. 63 watching, unbelievable support on a Friday afternoon. And I hope that you've had a magnificent week and it's worked out for you. And if not, just remember, if it's not worked out for you, that it's only temporary pain and you will get through whatever you're going through. So make sure that you stay focused and love yourself, okay? Now, up top, people, a lot of people are changing a few things. I've seen in a chat. Let me just have a look in actually what a lot of you have gone for up top, because this is always the area that a lot of people tend to do mix. Let me have a go about what a lot of you have gone for. Or you chat saying I've gone crazy, people. You say I've gone crazy. Saka right, Pepe left, Lacazette. Saka, Martinelli. Now, Martinelli did do well. I know it was only against Wimbledon, and they should be doing very well against Wimbledon, but he did look very, very lively, but I don't think he's going to play in this game. Saka, Pepe, and Laka. What else we've got? Pepe seems to be holding his place, which I am surprised. I know we have a lot of Pepe fanboys. I get that. I get that. I get why people like Pepe. You know, I'm not his biggest fan. But I also understand. So a lot of people earlier were saying drop Aubameyang, which was interesting. Which was very interesting. They weren't expecting us to release a bull elephant and a musk on the pitch, but it won't help us defend, Chris is saying. Saka, Pepe, Laka, Martinelli, Abba, and Saka. Pepe, Saka, we need to keep that left back busy. Someone's put Eric's put Wiltshire. ESR, Abba, Pepe, up front trio. Pepe, Laka, and Saka. Looks like Pepe looks like he's in a lot of people's teams. Josh has put Pepe left, Laka, and Saka right. Pepe on the left and Saka on the right. Interesting. Just thinking, Fran, KT probably turned up North London Derby. I think Tierney's playing. I just thought I'd throw a little bit of sauce in there because I thought that might throw him a little bit. Eddie up top. There's no way Eddie up's got going up top in any of my teams. I can tell you that. Best keep his phone next to him tonight because I'm going to phone him and let him know that you're not in the squad, son. Brig up, Fran. Great stream from Sebs. Sounds like back passes if they condense the space. Yeah, I mean, they do. They're very smart. Listen, you've got to remember, I don't know if anyone watched PSG again the other week. Obviously, they're going to tense the space. Every time Messi got the ball, they just either smashed him in half, even though he had two opportunities, great save, and smashed the top corner. But they condensed the space. Now, obviously, he's the only one in the world for me. It doesn't matter what condense your space. You know, he could do kick-ups in a sunbed. Messi could, I could tell you that. Pepe, Abba, and Saka, right then, people. I'm going to go here. Let's go down here. I'm going to go on the right. It does my head in that Pepe keeps coming inside. So I'm going to go Pepe on the No, you know what? I'm going to do Saka. I'm going to do Saka on the right. I'm going to do Saka on the right. Okay. I'm going to do Saka on the right. I'm going to do Pepe on the left. Right. And I've got to, sorry, people. There's no way I can put Lacazette in. But I get your argument. I'm going to go with that. ESR does not get ahead of any of those three for me. ESR is not a 10, so I'm not putting him on a 10. And Pepe, even though you're probably expecting me to think I'm not going to play Pepe, he has got sauce. He's just not putting it on the right, he's just not putting it on the right dish at the moment. He's one of those who's putting burger relish on something else. He's not got that sauce for me at the minute, as in like getting forward. Now, a lot of people, I always say he doesn't take no one on. Maybe it would be more comfortable. Maybe it would be more comfortable if I put him there to take someone on. May be able to go down the outside. I think it comes inside a lot because sometimes he plays on the wrong side. So I'm interested. Noir has put, I've just joined in. This your preferred lineup or expected lineup. That's just what I would go for, Noir. By the way, 77 in the chat. Unbelievable support as always, people. That's just what I would go for. HMT's put Laka links good with Saka. And that's why a lot of people are saying that maybe we should go with Laka because he does create more chances. We just ain't got no one to finish him. Pepe has that X factor. Pepe has got that X factor, but he gets the red cross on a regular basis. That's my only problem with Pepe. But I would play him in this game. But if he don't turn up for this game, if he doesn't show me that willingness, if he doesn't show me that enthusiasm, then when are you ever going to show me that enthusiasm? When is he ever going to show us that enthusiasm? He's been here long enough now to show us what he wants. And a lot of people say, but Fran, have you got a Pepe agenda? And maybe subconsciously at times, I am a little bit biased because I used to play in that position and I was just told to take people on and he doesn't take no one on. So maybe at times I've got to take a look at myself and am I being a little bit harsh and am I being subconscious in my thinking? Maybe at times, and maybe I have to look at myself in that, but we will see. Turney over Tavares for me. I don't think Turney has been abysmal, just not attacking as before some stage reason. Maybe he's just lost a bit of form. Maybe he's just lost a bit of form. And I like him, but the way people were going on, I just don't understand. He was good. He was good. But he wasn't unbelievable. Maybe it's because we had a bad season, Maybe because it's bad. Maybe because it's bad. Josh has put Odegaard can find Abba better than ESR can, so I agree. Plus, he comes fresh legs. Listen, they're not even the same type of player. ESR can't play 10. Just can't play 10. HMP's put it's the system. System doesn't, you know what, right? You listen, system sometimes doesn't complement certain players. I get that. I played in teams where the system was not beneficial, but you got to get on with it. You have to get on with it. The same with Man United at the moment. It's the system. It's the system. It's the system. When do we get to the point and say, well, they're footballers and they should run around? Then blame the system. But I do get that the system doesn't benefit most players. 100% agree. Jack, as always, I keep telling you he's going to lose all his money in the end with these super chats. You know the drill, Fran. Smash up the likes, people. And there you go. Jack, unbelievable support, this kid. Unbelievable support. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And super chats are just, the icing on the cake, especially on a great Friday when we are looking forward to which I feel is going to be a very, very good weekend, people. I've got that feeling. I've got that positivity, that spiritual vibe coming through my system. I've got that for this game. I really have. My match reaction on my watch along could be a little bit different. We will see. But at the moment, I've got that energy. I've got that energy. So as always, Jack, huge thank you for the super chats. You are unbelievable, sir. HMT with the system, Fran. I get that. Buenos Aires is saying, I wouldn't drop Turney just yet, Fran. But I do understand what you're coming from. Listen, I don't think he's going to drop Turney. Turney's been responsible. He's been very, very reliable. I think he trusts him. But I think Tavares has got a little something. I really do, but I don't know if he would play him. It'd be a big call to play him in such a huge game. I can tell you that. So we've been going 45 minutes, people. We know we can get another 15 minutes out there. Of course we can. Of course we can. So that is how I would go with my team. That is how I would go with my team. So let's get rid of that. And let's obviously put our little bit of art up as always. And let me just have a quick look with rest of the fixtures over the weekend. I'm just going to have a look for us. Boom. obviously Coventry, Peterborough tonight. So I'm not on the radio tonight, people. Someone else is on the radio tonight. I'm next week or the week after. So the fixtures, you know what? Let's put them up on the screen for you people. In fact, no, let's stop there. Well done, Hendon. Score predictions, people. Score predictions. Come on, fly them at me. And then I'm going to give you mine. Fly them at me. Score predictions, everybody. Come on. Josh is coming straight away with the killer. 3-1 Arsenal. Interesting. 3-1 Arsenal. I mean, that would be, I mean, how would you feel with Arteta then if he got us a 3-1 win, people? How would you feel then if he got us a 3-1 win? 2-1 to the Gooners, 2-1 Craig is saying, 2-1 Rich is saying, 3-1 Brandon, 3-1 Devon saying 3-1. Oh, boo. Eric's coming. He said 2-0 to Tottenham. Tony's coming. He said 2-1 Arsenal. 1-1 Josh, like that. Guna, 1-0 Arsenal. You think we won't concede? I think it's going to be a big ask for us to not concede. Buenos Aires has put 1-0 to the Arsenal. Another 1-1. 1-0. Steve's put 1-1. Kidami's put 1-0 Arsenal. Cosmic Anguish has put 2-0 to the Arsenal. The family's put 2-1 Arsenal. Salmon has put 1-0 Spurs. Boo, haven't been scoring, and we only score 1 goal. Interesting. Ender's put boring Snorefest. He's gone for the absolute bore off. He's gone for a 0-0. 1-0 to Arsenal, 1-1. Ammo's put 2-1 Arsenal. Sean's gone for a 2-0. Alan's gone 1-1. Swedish Chelsea fan has got 1-0 to the Spuds. Sorry, Fran. Listen, we all like honesty on here, and I couldn't expect anything else from a Chelsea fan. Son versus Tomiyasu could be good. Korea versus Japan. You know, that could be spicy. 0-0. I don't know what to think about this one. Interesting. 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. Jack's come in. He said 3-1 again. And Drew as 3-1 Arsenal. There's a lot of 3-1s. GB has put 2-0 Arsenal. There's a lot of 3-1s. 3-1 seems to be the flavor flying around the chat. I'm going to go for I'm not going to go for a Snorefest. I'm not going to go on the fence. I'm going to put my neck on the line here, people. And I'm going to go for 2-1 Arsenal, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Now, you're going to be surprised. You're going to fall off your seat. You're going to say, Pepe? Fran, you've just said Pepe. No, I think he's going to turn up. This is the game where he needs to turn up, right? So I'm going to go Aubameyang and Pepe. Odegaard assist. I'm going to go Kane. So I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I've got that feel-good factor. We don't know. We don't know what there's going on in that camp, and we don't know what Spurs are going to turn up. But clip it, Fran. Clip it. Hey, clip it. You know, clip it and send me. Do what you wish. Pepe has to turn up. He has to turn up. Arsenal for life has gone for a draw. You know, draws tend to be the ones that we get so excited, and it's going to be a draw. It's like the Chelsea Man City. We get so excited, and it could be a draw. I actually think Chelsea are going to win this because Man City have not got that extra striker at the moment. Peanut Head Francouz come in. Peanut Head, but he's gone for the heart. Listen, we all love the heart. Don't you worry about that. And Salman has come in and he has gone. Man said there earlier his head was gone, but Fran is on one today. He must be feeling really good. I'm feeling good, people. You know me, I always feel good, but the reality is you can't feel good all the time. That's just life. But as much as I always try and feel good, but I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. Do a combined 11. I can't do a combined. I tell you what we could do. We could do a combined 11 after the game, because that could be very different from what we're going to do now. I can tell you that from that. Man City looking lightweight. Yeah, interesting. If we lose 3-0, Arteta should get the sack. I can't see it, people. And Buenos Aires has put LLD, and away at Brighton next week before international break will be a very good test for us. Interesting. I mean, if we get 2 wins there, then I think people are on Arteta's side, majority. I've got to be honest. Harry Kane own goal, Barbados is saying. Can you imagine Arsenal? Right, people. Let's bring this up on the screen. Let's get rid of that. You probably already know. The weekend fixtures, you probably already know. So, Chelsea, Man City, I'm going to go for Chelsea 2-1 or 2-0. 77 in the chat. Hit the like, people. As you know, Great community as always, and thank you for joining the community. If you've already not, make sure you hit the subscribe because we need to get to where we need to get to. New content coming soon. If you've not, check out the vlogs, check out everything. I was with the Moose last week off Talk Sport at a game that was magnificent. But Chelsea, I'm going to go for a win and widen that gap and get another one over Pep. Pep at the moment looks frustrated that he's not got that centre forward, which, you know, sometimes no matter, even if you've got the biggest budget and you've got the best squad, sometimes you're just not going to get what you want all the time. That is life. Man United, Villa, big game for Ole Gunnar. Big game. And if Villa play like they did at Chelsea, I can see Villa winning this one. I'm going to go for... Barbados is not going to be happy. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa. Interesting. Everton, I'm going to go for Everton win, 2-0. Leeds, West Ham, draw. Leicester, Burnley, Leicester win. Watford, Newcastle, going to go for a Watford win. And Brentford, Liverpool, I am going to go for a Liverpool win on that one. We then go on to the Sunday. As we know, Southampton, Wolves, it looks like it's got a draw written all over it. And then the Arsenal game, I'm going to go for that. And then on Monday, there's Palace, Brighton. I'm going to go for a Brighton win on that one. Going to go for a Brighton win on that one. So that is just about us, people, in today before the game for this one. 78 in the chat. Absolutely love the support. Let's have a look at what you're saying. You're saying Chelsea and a City could be 2-2. 2-0. Only time we'll concede with a penalty. Chelsea fan is saying that they're going to win 2-0. David has put, I'm back. Listen, this is a must-win. Otherwise, weekend and week is ruined. Listen, David. Listen. Let me go on that. David, it's not ruined, all right? It is not ruined. It will be an awesome week, regardless of what Arsenal do, because you will make it an awesome week, pal. I can tell you that. So don't have that mindset. It won't be as good, but it still will be an awesome weekend and an awesome week, okay? That's how you got to think. Don't let Arteta and his people ruin, you know, what you can control. What's your favorite London? Oh, I could go over loads. Obviously, you know, Henry for me was the king. That goal when he ran from the halfway line was a moment I'll never forget. I actually used to try and play like Henry because he played in the same time as me. So I used to think I was the Henry of League One. I got the same boots and everything, but sometimes it just didn't happen. City will win. Arsenal 6, Spurs 1. Chelsea win. City. Villa United will be a 1-1. Villa 2-1. That's what I've gone for. 2-2 United Villa. Interesting. Buenos Aires, Fran, you doing a watch along for any of the Saturday matches? Chelsea, Man City. I'm going to do a watch along tomorrow. I am in the early processes after speaking with, obviously, my main man and my guy, Curtis. I am going to, because a lot of people ask about the timer, a lot of people ask certain things. I think for watch-alongs, we are going to be investing in the green screen and things like that for watch-alongs to get you in the mood. For Daily Vibe, we'll keep it the way that it is. I think it's good. Sometimes we'll throw a few bits in the mix, but we're growing as a channel. So I think when we can get to near that, you know, maybe if we get near the 3,000 mark over the next couple of months, hopefully it will all be lined up by then. But obviously I know some people who design certain things have got to get the right kind of setup, to be honest. But it is something that I will be having in the future, okay? So bear with me when it comes to timers and that kind of thing, because I know a lot of you want to come in and see what time we're on, etc. And I think we need to do that for the community. So I think for your support, that is what I'm going to bring to you people. So thank you again for the support. And that is a thank you for you. Let's try and obviously up it when it comes to watch-alongs, okay? Barbados put, this guy going for Villa win. I'm sorry, I know you're a United fan. I take back my scoreline for Arsenal. He's going 1-0. David's coming in, so it just means so much better. Can't lose to them. But facts, you're right, bro. Growth mindset. That's what we're talking about, David. That is what we're talking about. Rion is coming. You and Curtis should do a show together like a specific day. Listen, I am drilling Curtis every time we speak. Listen, everybody wants a weekly show. Come on. Maybe when we get a green screen, when I get a green screen and we can up it, maybe we can have a completely new show. I do like Pro Vibes. Maybe we can get some content when it comes to Pro Vibes. 75 likes, unbelievable people. Can we get to 100? I know we've only got 5 minutes left, but that would be spectacular. If we can get to 100, I would really appreciate it. Baby, magnificent. But listen, I'm on Curtis. We talk regular, at least 2-3 times a week about it. And it will happen. We're just not sure. We don't want to rush it for you. That's the thing. We don't want to rush it for you. We want to make sure that it's planned out. everything is right, and we can do 1 week on my show, 1 week on his channel, 1 week and vice versa. That's what we want to do. So yeah, we will be doing it. We will be doing it. We'll just keep growing. As we know, we'll just keep growing. You and Curtis doing watch-alongs together is unbeatable, friend. The Copa America final had me in tears. Whispering Settings. We got 600,000 views on that video, and we whispered. We whispered the whole night because the family was in bed. Unbelievable. Make it make sense, friend. I will. When the time is right. Of course, people, compound effect, as you know. Right, people, I'm going to love you and leave you as always. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your Friday night with your loved ones or yourself. We could do a question and answer with me and Curtis. That would be a really, really good one on Curtis's channel. Maybe get everyone in. That'd be great. But enjoy the rest of the night. Like I always say, spend time with yourself, spend time with your family, etc. And appreciate the time that you have this evening, and then tomorrow will be a start, I believe, of a very, very good weekend. One last one. David has asked, Fran, did you hear about Peterborough's John Clark Harris having been fined, suspended 4 games because of an old Twitter comment? I mean, imagine getting done for a Twitter comment when you're a teenager, and then people are racist and they get a 2-game ban. I think it's unbelievable, but we won't go into that. Bless up each and every one of you. Hope you've had a great week. As always, you take care, and I will see you on the watch along tomorrow. See you later.